Should you rebalance your assets? In retirement, pre-retirement, does rebalancing help, hurt? What do the experts think? So this sounds like a simple topic, and there should be a right answer and a wrong answer. But the more I investigated, it got a little more difficult. So I'm going to divide this video up into three sections. One, I'm going to talk about Warren Buffett and some of his quotes on and beliefs on rebalancing. Then I'm going to give 10 points from some articles and videos I've watched. And then I'm going to talk about what I'm doing in the third section. So let's jump right into this. Got a lot to cover. So Warren Buffett generally advises against frequent rebalancing of investments because it can undermine long-term, low-cost, and hands-off investing. And I think the latter part, hands-off investing, is what he likes to stress. But let's go into his points. Number one, letting the winners run. Buffett prefers letting strong performing assets just go. It's called momentum. So let the strong ones keep going instead of paring them back. Number two, it's a simple buy and hold mentality. Buffett doesn't want, or his advice is buy assets and hold them forever and let them run. Okay. Number three, market timing risk. Rebalancing can sometimes, it's not considered market timing, but it kind of leans up against it, rubs up against it. And it can be an action you take, okay? Or it is an action you take. So, do you rebalance every January? But, the markets are high, the markets are low, so I'm going to push that to February, maybe March. And it really is a massive temptation to try to time things instead of just letting things go. Buffett believes investing is best when you buy great assets and just let them run, okay? Number four, he talks about long-term risk over long periods of time. Equities are just going to outperform, and let the good ones keep going. Don't just keep rebalancing. When does it make sense? This was a specific question asked to him. Certain situation when you're trying to manage risk tolerance, what you're doing in retirement. Are you 70-30, 60-40? What kind of volatility can you stand? You're going to hear a little bit later that when you do rebalance, it does historically bring in the volatility, which may help with your emotions and actions out of those emotions. If you want to maintain a diversified portfolio, say you're in U.S. stocks and international stocks, you may want to rebalance periodically to maintain 15% in international stocks to be balanced. So those are the couple things. Bottom line, Buffett's stance is less than, he's not saying never rebalance. He's saying keep things simple. Be careful you're not trying to time the market. It's best to be hands off. So, okay. So 10 comments from articles and videos and an AI search I did on rebalancing over the last 50 years. So number one, rebalancing is built-in discipline. It forces you to buy low and sell high. So when stocks are on a run, you sell a portion of them, and put that money in the investments that haven't performed over that time period. It trims the winners and reinvest in the ones that are laggards. So that sounds a little boring, but that steady behavior can have some benefits over emotional investing. Number two, volatility control without market timing. Annual rebalancing reduces portfolio volatility by 10 to 15% per this article. So without sacrificing, large sacrifice in returns. Okay, so brings in that volatility 10 to 15%, essentially for free. Number three, 50-year back test of rebalancing shows there's no free lunch, but it's a cheaper one. Over the last 50 years, 1973 to 2023, portfolios rebalance Annually didn't always outperform. So they don't outperform, but they delivered similar returns with lower risk. So that's really seems like the message here. You get a little lower risk, 10 to 15%, and only sacrifice a little bit on your returns. Number 4, timing matters less than consistency, whether you rebalance annually, semi-annually, or based on thresholds. Like if you get out of a 10% window on a stock, it's 10% high or 10% low. The data shows staying consistent is more important than your actual frequency, whether you do it once a year or semi-annually. So thresholds may be a little bit better to have around your equity and fixed portfolio. Example that of a 60-40 portfolio since 1973 without rebalancing got a 9.8% return. I assume this is S&P 500. With annual rebalancing got a 9.6% return. So 0.2% lower return with rebalancing. But again, brings volatility in. Number 6, helps fight sequence of return risk when you rebalance. During retirement, early losses can devastate portfolios. Rebalancing kind of cushions the blow by trimming risk of exposure, getting too many equities, trim that back a little bit, have a little more fixed. Number 7, rebalancing is not chasing performance. It's a discipline that's not just chasing what's hot. Like if the Magnificent Seven, you just want to focus on those because they're running hot. Rebalancing is a methodical discipline versus chasing performance. Protects you from being emotional about your portfolio. Number 8, there can be hidden cost in rebalancing, like taxes and transaction costs. In a 401k and an IRA, the taxes, are nothing. Pretty sure that's nothing. You got to watch that in brokerage accounts. Keep an eye on that. Number 9, a free lunch. A lot of people say rebalancing is a free lunch, and this article said it was half true. Experts call rebalancing a free lunch because it lowers risk without hurting long-term results. Seems like it hurts a little bit. Anyway, number 10, the takeaway, the best strategy is the one that you can stick to. It's a lot of things, just like diet. Best diet is the one you can stick to. Anyway, so what am I doing? Part 3 of this, what am I doing? Well, I've never rebalanced my equities. I've bought them 38 years ago and have just stuck with the equity portion. Not the total amount, but the breakdown inside of my equities has been the exact same. I'm confusing you. I bought the equities, the funds, and just let them run. I didn't rebalance between. I have about 5 funds in my bucket 3. I put 20%, for example, in each one of those 3 and just letting them run. I'm not rebalancing back to 20%. I just don't do that. I don't technically rebalance, in its purest form, like every year, or use guardrails, or staying within 5% or 10% of my 80-20. I'm an 80-20. I keep it in my microphone. I'm an 80-20%, 80% equities, 20% fixed. What I do is I use buckets. My bucket 1, I maintain 10 years of money needed from my investments. That's net of all income, net of income. So Social Security, a pension, deferred comp, all reduces the need from my investments. I keep 10 years of what I need from my investments. And right now, I'm every 6 months, I am going to look at my accounts, what I have in equities and what I have in my fixed. Now, my fixed after 6 months should be down to 9.5 years. And if the market is within 5% of highs, the market's doing well. can be as low as minus 5% from new highs. I will take money from bucket one and top off, or from bucket two, my equities, and top off bucket one, which is my short-term funds. Okay. Bucket one is my defense against sequence of return risk. It's my sleep at night fund. It's my, get out of the market drama fund. It allows me just to enjoy my retirement and let my equities run. But I do, could be called rebalance if the market is high. Now, if the market is down 20, 25, 30%, this is where I don't rebalance. I just maintain my buckets. I just will keep going down, and my bucket one may go down to 9 years, 8.5 years, 8 years, 7.5 years. And then if the market recovers, then I'll top off bucket one again. So the bucket strategy is not exactly the same as rebalancing. Rebalancing has rules. It can be once a year, where the bucket strategy is you only fill when the markets are back near new highs. Hopefully that makes sense. That's what I am doing. You decide. This is not advice. This is information, education, entertainment, hopefully, and what I am doing on my retirement journey. It's Joe out.